sometimes that's the safest way to do it.
Yeah. God bless and be well.
You too. Take care. Be safe. All right. This is gonna be a part 2. So I had to shut my phone off to make a phone call, but I'm still waiting for the supervisor of E13 to come out. So these names are gonna change real quick. No longer we have Gross's name up there, and no longer will we have Marty Walsh's name up there. Now, just remember those 2 names, because you're gonna hear a lot about those 2 names in the next coming event. So just remember William Gross and remember Marty Walsh. Just remember those names, because those names are gonna be attached to a lot of information. And one name Gross attached his name to already is putting up these unlawful signs right here. That's just one of many things that Mr. Gross attached his name to. These signs were taken down in E13, and under the directions, the direct directions, I'm just going to quote what I heard or what I was told. The direct directions of Gross, those signs were put back up, and he really didn't care about what the legal department had to say. He did it under his own command, against legal advice. He did it. Matter of fact, take it a little more further. He was told not to put him up there, and he put him up there anyway. So that's going to be the problem with Mr. Gross on one issue. Now there's a lot more waiting. I'm talking about waiting. And the other thing is, he says some how do we want to say this? He made some unfavorable remarks about the Sean Ellis case. That you have to go check and see what he said. He said it himself. I'm not going to try to quote what he said, but you go look it up. And he said some unfavorable remarks about the Sean Ellis case, which that's another issue. Now there's a whole, like I said, there's a lot more, but that's just like the, how do you say it? The tip of the iceberg. Hey, how you doing, man?
All right.
Good job helping that guy back up.
Yeah, that sucks. $60 just to pop his button for one minute.
I saw you do it, man.
Oh,
you did a good service.
Today, huh?
All right.
Take care.
Take care, buddy. Be safe out there. I didn't even catch it on video, but there was a 18-wheeler, tractor trailer, I should call it. But it was trying to back up out of a narrow street, and in order for him to do it, he had to stop traffic on both sides. So I kind of assist him stopping traffic on one side, and he stopped the traffic on the other side, and got that truck out of there. Matter of fact, the truck was in that side street right over there. I don't know the name of that street, but it was it was nosed in, so he had to back out, and there was no way he was gonna make it up the other end. So only one way to go. So I've been out maybe a half an hour, so I don't know how long roll call lasts. Typically it could last a half an hour. You know what I mean? There's a lot of debriefing going on. There's a lot of information that got to be shared. So they got, it could take a half an hour. A roll call could take up to 20 minutes to a half an hour. So that's not an issue about the time. But I do want to know who authorized that unlawful sign, and like his name's attached right to it. So it says notice, pure order of the Boston Police Commissioner. Now, if that doesn't speak for itself, who else will be the police commissioner? And Mr. Gross just retired like less than a week ago. So he naturally attached his name on it without even knowing it, or doing it knowingly and don't even care. So my question is, this is not even an issue with the supervisor. This is an issue with headquarters itself, because this is the department issue policy that they issue, and there's no law attached to it whatsoever. So that's how you doing? Let's be sure. So this is supposed to be the police complaint form. They only have them in Spanish. And under the law, you're supposed to provide them. Well, I don't know if they have to provide them in all languages, but at least provide them in the primary language spoken. So this is I guess this is an officer complaint form in the Spanish form. I'm not good at Spanish, but I understand what it says for the most part. We're gonna see if the supervisor came out, because somebody has to have like a, how do you say it, a chain of command, and who authorized to do it. Like, I know people are following orders. So basically, it says before entering this thing, you have to fill out the questionnaire. See, it's all this is in. You see, that doesn't really serve a purpose either. It's just a questionnaire, but I guess they want to know if you've been sick, you have been sick, you've been around anybody sick. Those are the questions that everybody's asking. But that doesn't tell you anything.
With the fire department, Med Ave and Highfield Road for down power line.
I'm gonna see if the supervisor is out. If he's not out, then I'm gonna probably probably still in roll call. Are they still? It's still in roll call, right? They're not done. Okay, no problem, buddy. Just hang around for a little bit and see how long it. I remember that gentleman right there. I was young, but I do remember him. See, they have the paperwork behind the desk. They don't display it in the public. So I noticed each police department does something different. It's not uniform. See, they don't have all the pictures on the wall like B3 does. That's the purpose of doing these audits, to document what you see. And let's see. They might be just finishing up roll call now, so I'm gonna give it to them in the field. She's a lefty. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Lefties are tricky. This is the safe exchange zone. It says please wait behind that line over there. these are thank you cards right here. Now, so now that I know that they put these signs up to all the police stations, I'm gonna check a few more, but I have a reason to believe that my resources is correct because so far my resources have not told me something false. So I believe them, but I had to check for myself. You know, you always got to check your information. You just don't want to go out on a whim and say, well, I heard this without no facts. They're gonna say, well, who told you that, or where you get this information from? But if you never give out your source, obviously, but if you have the facts yourself, you can say, well, I went down there and saw it myself, and that's what we have. We have unlawful signs being put up throughout the city of Boston, and I'm not too sure why. I don't know why. I don't know why. And if they're busy, I might have to, check them out later on or something and see. We don't want to tie up their resources either, if we can help it. Hopefully we can keep it brief. So this is all the stuff they accept and stuff they don't accept. I wonder what they do with that stuff. Does it get recycled or does it... Interesting. I'm just curious to know what they do to it. Do they have a way of separating it and put the chemicals back, separating them? That'd be interesting. Thank you. Grateful for... tips to ease. They get another tip to ease tension again, so there must be a lot of tension somewhere. You don't put those signs up there unless you put them there for a reason. What's up there, buddy? What's happening? Good morning. We love police officers. We are thankful for your helping hands. Again. So they might be busy here. I don't know how busy they are. I hang around for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna check. I heard they had a box around it and they took the box off. Zone 27. Or device 27. Sorry about that. That's the numbers for the devices, not the zone. The zone is something. This, just so you guys know, that's very important for people who don't know. While I'm here waiting, what this alarm system is called, it's called the addressable alarm system. If you have an older building with an older alarm system, and it's a multi-dwelling system, and I think it has to be more than 6 units, if I'm not mistaken. The Boston Fire Department wants you to have an addressable alarm system. Now, what that means is, the older system used to come off in, let's say, Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4. And all it told them was a floor. It didn't tell them the location of the actual device. So when the Boston Fire Department comes to this panel, they want to be able to read on the annunciator panel saying first floor, office 1, first floor, office 2. So that's what they mean by addressable. They want each individual device to give a specific location. If it's a smoke detector, it should say smoke detector hallway left corridor, smoke detector hallway right corridor, something like that. So whatever the case may be, it should be an addressable panel. And the reason why they do this, because, and I can tell you exactly why. The Boston Fire Department does not want to come into a building not knowing where the device is. They don't want to be running to a location where there is no fire and go into the area where there should be the fire. Like, I mean, they want to know where they're at. That has a trouble in it. That has a trouble in the system there. So they need to call the alarm company out and fix that trouble before there's multiple troubles in there. Because that's part of the audit too. Like when you do an audit, you got to check the safety devices and all that stuff. I've been looking at them. I haven't really like put it on detail on what it does and what it should be doing. But long story short, Boston Fire Department wants to come in this building, look at this panel, and know exactly where the activation was taking place and go there. They don't want to have to search a whole floor to find the location of the actual device. So that's what they mean by an addressable panel. It has to address each location individually. If someone pulls a pull station, it's going to say front door pull station or rear door pull station, or you know what I mean, second floor pull station. So it's going to basically tell them directly where it is. No, it's no guesswork whatsoever. What's going on, man? So they might be that trouble just came up too. I can't really see what that trouble says. It says trouble on, look like it says 1220 or something like that. Now it says general alarm. Maybe they're testing the alarm system. That's too much stuff going on at one time. So now it says supervisory. System silence. So that tells me somebody's at the main control panel working on it. That's what they're doing. Maybe that's that guy that just went in. Maybe they're working on the control panel. This is what you call a sub panel, a sub enunciator panel. They have the main panel, which is a lot bigger than this, probably in the back room or electric room somewhere. But this is just the panel. So when the firefighters come in, they see where the actual activation is. Now, from what I understand, if you have two entrances, you gotta have them at two entrances. You can't just keep it at one. You gotta have it at both. You can't have it here. If there's another entrance on the other side, that's a secondary entrance, and people use it, you're supposed to have them at both. There's a lot more to it. The Boston Fire Code it's not the strictest one, but it's one of the strictest one. That noise is going to be kind of annoying. But the more strict one is Rhode Island. Rhode Island has a very, very, very strict fire code. More strict than Boston. And mainly because of the station nightclub fire that they had about, maybe 10 years ago. I'm not too sure how long it goes, but I don't know if you remember the station nightclub fire, and it was overcrowded. They had pyrotechnics, they had no fire watch. The doors open inward rather than outward, and there's only one main exit. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on. So that station nightclub caused Rhode Island to get real strict on their fire code. And they may have one of the strictest fire codes in the country. I'm not sure, but they may have one of the strictest ones. If this guy's a sergeant, but he may not be the duty supervisor. I'll see if he can answer the question. If he doesn't have the answer, he doesn't have the answer. Well, he's going the other way. He's going through the side door. All right, so it looks like he's not going to come out, and maybe he's busy. I don't know. So if they're busy, I don't want to tie up their time. But I thank my viewer for informing me of the information that they sent me about the commissioner putting up these signs, or reposting these signs, I should say, because they were taken down. these signs were taken down, and I actually came to do an audit. I don't remember how long ago it was when the signs weren't there. So unfortunately, they're back up here, and I don't know why. I'm gonna have a good long talk with Internal Affairs. So I'm assuming that, you know, they're busy, they're tied up. I'm not gonna hold them up because he may not have the answer anyway. So everybody's working hard, so you don't want to really stop them from working. So they're testing the alarm system. And, I don't know if this building is required to have sprinklers, but it doesn't have sprinklers out here. Now some buildings are not required to have them. I don't know. But that's interesting if they're not required. But you would think they would be, because this is a city municipal building, and there's no sprinklers at all. Interesting. Well, we'll check with the this is an upgraded system too. I get a question. I don't know if you know the answer to this or not. Is that a new fire alarm system they put in?
Sorry?
Is that a new fire alarm system that they put in? Is that new, or has it always been there? You don't know? Okay. I don't expect you to know everything. I figure I ask questions, but it looks like it's newly installed. It looks like it's a newly installed one. Maybe they are upgrading their fire alarm system. Well, that's easy to figure out, though. Electricians, you know, 15 amp circuit, or at least it should be a 15 amp circuit because of the plug. That would be considered a safety violation. Yeah, I think this is a newly installed fire alarm system. I'm not too sure how long ago it was installed, but it wasn't always here. Because that's the conduit servicing that panel right there. Alright guys, I'm gonna head up out of here because it looks like, you know, even if the sergeant does come out and I waited over half an hour for him to show up, it looks like he's not gonna have the answer that I'm looking for anyway. I'm just gonna go check a few more police stations and see, because, you know, if that's the case that you're putting unlawful signs up, the question is why? Why are you putting up these unlawful signs? And I'm gonna talk to the young lady in Internal Affairs and find out exactly how you doing today? All right. I'm gonna find out exactly what's going on. Now they said that they're not what you call it? They said that they're not attorneys, but they work in the legal department. So I don't know what else you do in the legal department other than deal with legal issues. And I'm pretty sure the police department has an attorney somewhere. And if they're not at headquarters, where are they? So that's the other question. That's interesting. And like I said, if he's not available, he's just not available. But my question is, why are these unlawful signs being put all around the city of Boston? Very, very interesting. Mr. Gross got his name all over it. You know, he's the current, or he was the current commissioner at the time that these signs were put up. They weren't put up under the new guy. I think his name is White. It wasn't put up under his watch. It was put up under Marty Walsh, and like I said, these two names on the board over here. Just follow these names. Just the names are going to speak for itself. Just those names right there. Now there's a backstory behind Marty Walsh that I don't know if it's true or not, but they say that the Boston Police Department controls Marty Walsh. That's a whole different story, but allegedly Marty Walsh is controlled by that guy. Now I don't know to what extent, but we have to find out. We're gonna definitely find out. Like, there's a lot more looking into. And you, well, there's a couple of private investigators that listen to my channel, and they know who they are. You guys, check it out. Let me know what you think. You guys already been checking out the other stories, so check out this one. What is the connection between Marty Walsh and the police commissioner? And what connection does they? What control do they have over the mayor? And how are they controlling the mayor? So that could be another story. That'll be another story. Maybe Fox 25 will pick up that one. Or Netflix. Maybe Netflix might pick it up, who knows. But that's going to be an interesting story. But until next time, guys, I'm going to check some more of these police stations in the city and see what I see. I'll catch up to you guys later. I'm sorry I had to make this to a part 2, but I waited more than a half an hour, and looks like the sergeant never came out. So either he was busy or he didn't want to come out at all. So until next time, guys, Nez Porter. Catch you on the next one.